Welcome back to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Combo, episode number 80. The conversation I want to get into today, can Dmitry Bivol actually beat Canelo Alvarez? I'm going to break it all down in this video, so stay tuned. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and also subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Last thing, can you give us your thoughts on Canelo versus Dmitry Bivol? You promoted Canelo for many years. You know what he's about. You know how good he is. Give us your thoughts.
He's smashing.
He's going to smash him?
Smash him. It's a mugging.
No challenge at all.
This is a combination of a Philadelphia and a New York mugging at 12 o'clock p.m.
Canelo, what do you think on Canelo Bivol?
All right, I give him credit. Canelo, I give him credit. 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 Because I've said when he was picking guys that looked like they were more than they really were, I pointed it out.
Canelo Bivol, is that a tough fight for Canelo?
I ain't never really watched Bivol, so I can't really tell you. But when I watched him, he was a solid boxer. But right now, you got to be great to beat Canelo. I feel like only the great fighters will beat Canelo. Like if Andre Ward was still boxing or something like that, I would say Andre Ward. But other than that, I don't really see too many people out there
I saw you mention
around his
Benavidez.
weight.
So you guys know how I break my videos down in two different rounds. So round one would be about can Dmitry Bivol actually beat Canelo Alvarez. In round two, I'll give you my overall fight prediction. So let's get into what Shakur Stevenson was saying. He said to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to be perfect. Basically, that's what he was saying. And I fully agree. I think that Dmitry Bivol has to do everything perfect. I do his style. I don't know. I think it does not do anything for me to tell me that hey he will overall overtake Canelo, but that's the great thing about the sport of boxing, that you can get in there on any given night. Anybody can lose by one punch. I don't know if he has that punching power. I did go back and watch the Joe Smith Jr. fight versus Dmitry Bivol. It was a good fight. Like I said, it wasn't anything special, but the thing that I looked for, Dmitry Bivol got rocked. I mean, he got rocked bad, so you gotta kind of think if Canelo Alvarez, if he walks you down, he put a lot of pressure on you. He's very slick, he's smooth, set him up for a lot of counters. So if he was to get hit, what will Bivol do? Can he sustain multiple punches, clean punches like that? And like I said, Joe Smith Jr., he didn't do a lot, but I do think that Dmitry Bivol is a really, really solid boxer. But if he was more of a slick style boxer, I think he can get away with a little bit more. But I think he's he's more like when you building a fighter up, you take a fighter to a gym, they're going to learn the basics, and that's what he kind of uses, and he uses it well. But I don't know about a lot of power. I don't know about anything that will excite me enough to be like, hey, this may be a upset. But the good thing is, like I say, it could be another Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson. Teddy Atlas was actually proud of Canelo for taking this fight, because some people they think that Dmitry Bivol is probably one of his toughest tests thus far. Fighting at 175, it could play in the favor of Bivol, but I'm pretty sure there's a clause or something like that in there to where he can't gain so much weight when you fighting somebody of the caliber and the superstar, like just overall glow around Canelo right now in the sport of boxing. He's the A side, so he's gonna get everything that he wants, the ring size, the gloves, everything that he wants. So Bivol have to take what he can get. But his style of fighting is not a bad style. The good thing is he's very good at what he does. But I think that he really has to be perfect to actually beat Canelo Alvarez. That's not me giving my prediction. I know that I said it for round two. But like I say, if he can walk him down, if he can jab him, do some basic things, take a lot of Canelo what he does well, which is walking you down. Canelo do get hit with a lot of shots, and if he studied the Mayweather fight, if he actually studied the Caleb Plant fight, or even Saunders. Saunders did a really good job in the first couple rounds. He won a couple rounds here and there. Canelo is a slow starter, so I think that Bivol can use his size, his strength, and try to push back on Canelo, rough him up. I've not seen anybody rough Canelo up that way, but I think it's possible. I think doing some hold'em, it's kind of boring, but it's tactics. That's something that Bivol can use to his advantage, especially being a taller guy. He can lean on Canelo and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff that, you guys see, it actually works and actually creating victories. But let's get into round 2 with my fight prediction. So let's get into my overall fight prediction. Canelo versus Dmitry Bivol. So let's get into the first clip that you guys seen with Bernard Hopkins. I love what he said. Bernard Hopkins is, man, I used to watch him a lot, especially with him and Roy Jones, man. It was some classic fights. But, man, I got to respect his opinion because he's been there. He's done that. He wasn't his star power wasn't as big as Canelo is right now. But I think that, like I said, you have to respect somebody like that that's been there, done that, has faced some of the best guys and probably tougher competition that, than Canelo Alvarez has faced thus far in his career. But my overall fight predictions, man, I think it's going to be a one-sided butt whooping. I think it's going to be, I give Bivol maybe a couple rounds here and there. I think he's going to start well. I think he's, they always start pretty solid against Canelo Alvarez. They always get their little shots in. They probably win a couple rounds here and there. But I think overall, Canelo is just special. His skills pay the bills, and I think that he's going to dominate. I think he's going to put his lights out. I do not think it's going to be anywhere near a close fight. I do picture Canelo. He's just too talented. I don't think size, weight, anything is going to play a factor in the victory for Canelo. But like I say, it's going to be a decent fight. Like I say, in the first round, I seen the Joe Smith Jr. fight, and I'm like, man, Canelo, he lands something like that, he's going to put your lights out. And I think that he's going to be able to land some very clean counter punches. Anytime that you're a basic slick boxer or something like that, man, I think that anybody, like I say, anybody has a chance. But I think Canelo is just too special. I think like I said, I go back to what Shakur Stevenson said. You have to be perfect to beat somebody of the caliber of Canelo Alvarez. And I do not think that Dmitry Bivol has anything that's special to beat someone like Canelo Alvarez. He got the size and the reach advantage and stuff like that. That's cool. He's a pretty naturally big guy, but it's going to be some clauses in there where he can only go up so many pounds, and Canelo probably going to weigh in whatever he want to weigh in. Ring size and stuff like that is going to play a part because Canelo Alvarez does have some really good footwork. A lot of people, they accuse him of being more flat-footed, but if you really pay attention, upper body movement is what really plays the key. Floyd Mayweather fought some fights flat-footed too, and your upper body is everything. And I think that right now, I think that Canelo has the best upper body movement of anybody. He may not have the fastest feet, but he does have what it takes to move your upper body enough to actually walk you down. And like I said, if you don't know how to break down a fight like that, that's what I look for when I came up with this video. All right, break any fight down. I don't really go into a lot of detail like I am now, but I think that just overall, I think it's gonna the moment. Also, I don't want to forget the moment. Dmitry Bivol has never faced anybody of Canelo's stature. Well, not just stature, but it's just whole overall star status. He's never been in a position like this. And Canelo, even though he's moving up in weight, he's still controlling the sport of boxing. And everything is gonna. I think everything is gonna play in Canelo's favor. I think he's been there. He's done that. He's used to the moment. He's used to certain guys that fight like sort of like Bivol. And I think that Caleb Plant probably was probably a little bit of a tougher fight because of the slick style that Caleb Plant fights in. Anytime you fight a basic fighter, I don't think he's going to give him a look that he's never seen before. Overall, I think it's going to be a one-sided butt whooping. I do not think it's going nowhere near all 12 rounds, but I could be wrong. You guys let me know what you think about this one down in the comments below. That's going to conclude another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo, episode number 80. You guys let me know what you think about this topic down in the comments below. If you want to see what I'm wearing, SouthsideT.com. Follow me on all social media platforms that I'm currently on. Links will be down in the descriptions below. Just want to thank you guys like I do each and every single video. Also, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. All those things are very important for the growth of the channel and for me to give you the best in boxing. With all that out of the way, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo.